All right, welcome back, everyone, to a slightly misaligned in terms of days session of Kureon. I'm, of course, your dungeon master, and this is my wonderful party, or four-fifths of them, as they search to save the fifth. Of course, Aaron, Jamie, Susie, and Stevie. And before we get started, we have a couple of announcements. The first is that we will be on Wednesday next week as well. This is just because there's stuff going on. Be that personal or national things going on. That means it's just easier for us to go on Wednesday. So we'll be on Wednesday next week. However, the week after, which will be the 10th of September, we'll be back on Monday. Bless you. Bless you.
No,
as well as that, there were a couple of other announcements to make. The first is that on the 6th of September, our wonderful Susie, the owner of this channel, will be on Encounter Roleplay for the first episode of this season's Thursday game at 5 p.m. EDT or EST, whichever one it is right now, The Order. And you can actually sign up to play on that one. It's weekly. It's like a weekly sort of one-shot style, like Monster of the Week style. Yeah, all right. And you can sign up to that on the Encounter Roleplay Discord. And that'll be on twitch.tv/Encounter Roleplay. As well as that, our usual plug of A Hat in Time has an extra thing now, as the Seal the Deal DLC will be out on the 13th of September, and our wonderful rogue Aaron is the one of the designs on it. So go ahead and get yourself a copy of that. There is the co-op DLC. Is that out now, or is it?
Same day.
Same day. Okay, co-op DLC is on the same day. Awesome. But aside from that, we don't have anything else. Now, it has been a couple of weeks since our since our last episode, so let's have a quick recap. You are searching for 4 items that you were told would help you get back your friend Namari, who has been cursed by a strange glowing white gem in the depths of the ancient elven city of Broken Ilzan. Last time, you found yourselves looking for the first of these, one that was said to be on the material plane, as he had been stolen by a captain who had wrecked his ship and his entire armada not far off the coast. Going there, you found a ship graveyard filled with strange spirits and eerie curses, some of which affected your party. Eventually, you found the Devil's Delight, the ship, the flagship of the fleet, and the captain himself made himself known to you. After a quick bargaining, Tristan found himself possessed by the captain, in part, which allowed him to breathe underwater. There he found the bow of the ship, or the aft of the ship, my apologies. Within was the Song of the Sea itself, large conch shell. But in the crevasse that the aft lay on, within it was a large kraken who had been watching his new possession, the Song of the Sea, and was none too happy with it being stolen. After a dangerous chase back through the graveyard in which the souls of the crew wished to take their vengeance upon their captain, forcing him to seek refuge in Tristan's blade, you arrived back on shore and had to find the next one. You had decided to stay the night in Galmore to actually get a bed and some inn. And you were informed of an apostate who was staying in the town at the time, Anfelf Izakar. And you decided to pay her a visit. A daughter-year-old lady was who you met, who invited you inside her instant cottage. And it was there that we ended the session, as she had just asked you if there was anything you needed and as to the reason why you were there. So, to set the scene again, the interior of this cottage is much how you'd expect an old lady's cottage to look. There are flower pots on the wall and a painted sink, a neat pile of dishes to the side of it. There is a small stove over which is boiling a kettle. Some of you have already had your tea. as Gunn proclaimed that it was a nice house. The curtains are obviously flowery. There are soft cloth seats in here, which do have throws over them so that you don't dirty the proper fabric. The side tables have doilies on them and small pots of flowers, and the scent of lavender fills the air. Certainly not what you'd expect from the interior of a mage's abode. And so now, sat on a small wingback chair, stroking a cat who seems to have appeared out of nowhere, and Felf asks you all if there's anything you'd need.
We were going to ask them about the stuff we find, right? Or at least if they could point us towards those other mages.
Yeah, I think so. It was along them lines anyway.
Also, I'm super duper cursed, so if you know a way to break a curse, that would be great.
Also that. I'm just going to look pointedly at Tristan because he tends to do the talking for these things.
So I'm just going through my notes to try and definitely refresh my memory if there was anything specific we were asking.
If I believe you were asking her if there was any way to get... You decided on the Plane of Fire, I believe. You decided to go after the Forge's Clamor next.
Yeah.
You were asking her... You were going there to ask her if she knew any way to get there, if I remember rightly.
One of the big things was to ask her about removing the curse from Gun, though. Like, that was the main thing, because...
Right, gotcha.
We figured that the less cursed Gun is, the better. And the sooner the Gun's not cursed, the better.
That's generally a good thing to not have party members cursed, yeah. She didn't want to get...
But, you know, weakness curse.
This is cursed. Okay. So, what are you doing in the current situation then? Were you asking first?
This is like first thing in the morning as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's first thing in the morning. You woke up, you had some breakfast, you came here.
Who was the guy in the tavern? Can't remember.
Sin.
Sin.
Sin was his name, yes. Sin McMichael.
That was it. Because I wrote Sin Mc question marks.
Yeah, his name was Sin McMichael. You all right there, buddy?
I don't know what's going on now.
Go ahead. Come on, let's get this rolling.
Started, yeah. Thank you for the tea. It's a lovely house, by the way. Sin sent us from the furtive unicorn, I think is how I wrote it down.
That's correct, yes. And she looks up from the cat, and you see that she's sitting up a lot straighter now. Her stoop seems to have gone, and her face does not seem as weathered. Her hair is a bit less wiry and a bit more wavy, and is tied back much neater now. And she looks up at you with a sort of renewed fire in her eyes. She's like, yes, I told him to.
Well, this changes the line of questioning. How did you know to tell him to tell us to come to you to ask you about the things that we wanted to ask you in the first place?
You arrived in the dead of night from Pinevale. I knew that you were interesting fellows, and I had to see what was going on with you. So I worked a little magic on our dear Sin here and got him to suggest that you come see me.
Subtle, I like it. But why? Yeah. Other than, we're just interested.
That was the only reason why.
Oh.
I'm a wizard. I collect intelligence, knowledge. As to now, what happened at Pinevale eluded me, and I had a feeling that you might know.
A tragedy, mostly.
Yeah, maybe we'll tell you about it if you can help us.
Yeah, you say you like to acquire knowledge and wisdom.
Knowledge and wisdom are two different things, my dear boy.
Hence why I said them separately.
One does not acquire wisdom. you nurture it. But that's splitting hairs, don't you agree?
And who likes doing that?
Exactly. No, I assure you I have no ill will in doing this.
Insight check.
Sure?
What? It could be a lie. Could be a blatant lie that we're just not seeing. It's not a lie. It's like a... no, 11.
Welcome to Stuart's eternal quest to try and find an NPC that the party doesn't insight check.
I mean, most of us don't do it.
I said the party.
Honest people don't have to tell people they're honest.
I'm just suspicious of old women in fantasy because they're always hags.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's confirmation bias.
Way to stereotype.
Hashtag not all old ladies. Are we here now?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's ageism, Susie.
Yeah, like for every scene there's a hag in, there's about 20 with no hags in.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway.
It was like an 11, so it's fine,
Yeah.
I believe.
I believe.
Well, perhaps you'll be able to help us then. What do you know of curses, and more specifically, breaking them, removing them, getting rid of them entirely, sort of thing?
I can do that, yes.
Oh. Okay. I was expecting more like a, "Hey, go this way and do this, but if you can do it, spectacular.
Oh, sorry, do you want me to be a bit more mysterious? Were you expecting that of apostate, strange magical rituals steeped in the blood of toads?
No, it's okay, but if I tell it later, I'll make it sound like that.
Of course.
Got to keep the mystery alive, you know.
Yes. But no, I can do that, yes.
Well,
Who is the cursed one here? And what are you cursed out with?
I am cursed with weakness. With not being strong anymore, which is a problem. Considering that's the one thing I do.
oh, don't sell yourself short.
Fuck off, Tristan.
It wasn't a height joke.
She sort of claps the cat away from either side. The cat is gone. And she stands herself up, and you see now she's standing at a proper height now. She's not stooping anymore like an old lady. And you see she seems to have grown in height as well, as if slowly shedding a visage. As she is maybe now about 5'11", maybe 6 foot. She's quite tall, and her robes are becoming less grandma-like and a bit more grandiose, but still quite utilitarian. And she just steps over to you, and just puts a hand on your shoulder, and is like, "The curse is gone."
Is it?
Yes. You feel your strength suddenly renewed, and you accidentally smash the. You accidentally pull the handle off the teacup.
Oops.
That was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I don't like owe you a blood debt or anything now, right?
No.
Money? Favor?
No. No.
Okay. Well, thanks then.
Yeah, sorry, we're just not used to being, people being this nice.
I mean, the last person that touched me, ate my fate. So, I don't have a good history.
Perhaps you shouldn't meet the sort of people that would eat your fate then.
I didn't plan on it.
No, none of us really do we?
True.
Removing a curse is a simple affair. Getting cursed is a lot harder than actually removing it in this day and age. When I was younger, curses were a lot harder to get rid of, but over the years, the magic has sort of waned away, as it were.
Nice to know, actually.
Yeah, I feel a bit better about it now.
Not that we plan on, getting curses willy-nilly.
I would recommend that you don't.
Hmm.
Some of them are harder to break than others.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Yeah, evident.
Well, thank you for that. Now, I suppose, on to other business.
Indeed. I asked something of you, if you'd recall.
Yeah. What did happen?
What was the name of the gang again?
The Red Iron Runners.
Red Iron Runners. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so what happened to Pineville essentially is that a gang of sorts came looking for someone. Came looking for me, and I wasn't there, and they reduced it to ash.
Do you have prior experience with this gang?
When they were caravan guards, they weren't a gang yet.
I see. Evil does tend to fester a lot quicker than good. That is such a shame. It was a lovely town. Had the best pastries this side of Laugren.
Yeah, we did. But there was other magic there. Magic that I don't know could be attributed to just a gang. I don't know what it was. Did one of you guys know the name of the thing? In the body pile?
Yeah. Where was it?
Jiru Malfa.
That. It was that.
One of those was there too.
Oh, that's not especially magic.
It looked pretty magic.
It's magic in the same way many things in this world are, so you're not wrong, but it's nothing particularly maligned to a single person. It's as natural as magic can get. They roam searching for things to eat. It seems it found a buffet.
Well, that's horrendous.
Yes, they quite are. Some more unscrupulous types are known to keep them as waste disposal.
But yeah, that's what happened. Long and short, really. And it looks like it happened quite a while ago now. So I don't know how no one else has really known until now.
Yes, it was about 8 or 9 months ago. No one really talked about it that much, as no one wanted to sort of incur the wrath, is what I heard of it. And it being such a out of the way settlement, the sort of out of the jurisdiction of the government, they say.
Well, yeah, in as deep of the Bangladesh lowlands as it gets, really. Do you have any idea whether people were worried because the people that did it might still be near? Are they based near? Do you know anything about them?
They came through town, I hear, not long after it happened. Through this town, I mean, but I have heard nothing more of them. That name is the first time I've heard it, so... I'd keep my eye out, though. If they're looking for you, chances are you'll cross paths.
Well, is there anything you can do, I don't know, really the bounds of magic, to find out information about them from far away?
I could, but that is a little more expensive than a simple curse removal.
What sort of expensive are we talking?
I would need a focus to do it.
What kind of focus specifically?
Crystal ball, silver mirror, perhaps a font of magical water that is calm to a mirror's finish. Something that costs at least 1,000 gold.
Don't think we have any of those particular items.
I think we have. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
As I say, I think we have more important things to do than go look for one.
Yeah, that this was just a sort of if the fates aligned sort of thing.
Yes,
We're going to be moving off.
I could do the spell, but I don't have a focus, I'm afraid. My last one was destroyed.
Sensing a story there, but
I have many stories. I have to move around quite a bit. People tend to not like me.
well, at least you can travel in comfort.
Indeed.
We do have something else, actually, we wouldn't mind asking. What do you know of the planes, and specifically planar travel?
It's not my specialty. I am an enchanter and enchantress, I suppose, for the most part. But I know enough. I know that many of them are inaccessible to the people of Kureon, thanks to our position at the base of the astral spire.
I don't suppose you know anything about getting to, I don't know, just pick random ones out of the air. The plane of fire, for instance.
Make a deception check.
Ooh, that's a 7 on the dice, so that's...
A billion still?
It's an 18.
I don't believe you're telling me the exact truth of your position here, my boy. I suspect that the plane of fire may be your intended destination and not a random pick of the hat, as you call it.
You might be right. However,
I've been around a while to know when people are lying. It's all right. You can tell me what you really want. I'm not going to swindle you out of your money or steal your children in the night, or any other stories you've heard about apostates.
a friend of ours is in a certain bit of trouble, and getting to the plane of fire will help in solving that particular issue.
You see, the trouble with the plane of fire is not getting to it. I can show you how to get to it quite easily. It's hoping that the way you get to it is somewhere hospitable.
Right.
As evidenced by its name, quite a large portion of the plane of fire is fire, of which you're not acclimatized to.
That's true. I do have flammable attire. And, you know, the fact that I die to... Obviously, that's also... Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's face it. If anything's going to live on, it's the hat.
Now, any plane can be reached if you find the corresponding color pool. As it happens, there is a pool not far from here to the plane of fire. There's that fate thing again. Crops up a lot with you lot. I don't know where it goes, but I know it exists.
Just, so you say it's nearby. How near is near?
A few hours out of town.
Oh, right, that near.
Yes. In a place called Roderick's Ring. Similar to a fairy circle, if instead of mushrooms, it's fire. It's a perpetually burning part of countryside. It never grows or shrinks, but this ring of fire constantly burns. I have reason to believe it's a color pool.
And what are these color pools that you mentioned?
When activated, they look like a pool of water. and they are ringed with a particular color. Plane of fire is ringed in the color of orange and red fire.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you step through the pool, you arrive on that plane. However, each pool is linked to a specific place on the plane. The planes themselves are infinite, but they have places you can get to.
Question. Are they open from the other side as well?
That is a particular question I'm not aware of. Getting there, I know. Getting back, I don't know. I'm not, as I said, particularly well learned in the planes. There's much to learn here on Kureon.
Well, while we're at it, have you heard anything of, I don't know, a similar colour pool for the plane of air, or perhaps the plane of earth?
The planes of air and earth, I have not heard of a colour pool of either of those. However, I would not suggest going through a colour pool to the plane of air, as 99% of it is endless air. And most colour pools end up falling you into an eternal abyss, where you will fall through the air forever. Until your body gives out and you die.
Okay, so note to self, don't do that. Specifically. So if not through a colour pool, what's another safe way? Because we have travelled to another plane before, and it wasn't through a naturally occurring portal. It was.
You can, if you find a powerful enough wizard, be transported to there. However, it's costly and time-consuming. There are certain artifacts as well which can transport you places. However, the best way to get from plane to plane is to get to one and find your way to the others from there. Traveling between the planes is easier than traveling from the material plane to others.
So basically, once you take the first step, just keep walking. Don't come back.
Yes. The denizens of the plains are known to be far more powerful than much you will find here on Kureon, and for them, transporting you around the plains will be far easier.
Okay, then that's worth noting. Thank you.
And if you are going to the plane of fire, I have one thing, one warning. Never trust an Ifriti.
Could you be specific?
What's an Afriti?
It's a type of genie from the plane of fire. I'm sure you've heard of a genie. Rub a lamp, get a wish.
Yeah.
Ifriti are a particular brand of genie. Their chief thing they're known for is granting wishes. The other thing they're known for is for keeping slaves. Do not have either of them happen to you.
Good to know. That's a lot of things. Wishes.
Yes, the power to alter very reality itself. With caveats, of course.
The phrase, be careful what you wish for, is a phrase for a reason, I suppose.
Invented by the Ifriti, of course.
Well, whenever one thing,
Be careful.
Well, what is it you're there for?
That's our business. Right?
Alright.
Isn't it?
Of course, you don't have to share it with me. I was simply being inquisitive.
That being said, what we are looking for is almost impossible, to be honest.
Ah, no, we found the last one pretty quickly.
Yeah, but that was happenstance and a kraken was involved.
I feel
One
there's
of
a
those was
story
bad.
there.
I was a shark for a little while.
Common magical trick.
Yeah, but probably not early as I probably should have been a shark, if I'm honest.
I see.
I did a bit of drowning too. It was pretty cool.
We fought off some ghosts. It was a good afternoon.
You know, the other two might not even be in planes. They might just be here, like that one was.
Yeah, but we were kind of pointed in the direction of the planes, at least for the others.
Do you want me to take you to the color pool, or at least point you in the direction of it?
Yeah, I think so. At this point, that's really the only option we've got is to go through there.
If you leave town through the northern road, and for about 15 minutes walk, and then turn off the road to your left. Keep going until you crest a hill, and in the distance you will see smokeless fire and a patch of blackened ground. Once you are there, that is the ring. I am not fully sure how to make it activate, but I am certain it is a color pool. And if you find yourself not being able to get through in that position, come back and speak to me, and I will find a way to get you through. I still have a favor I can call in with an old colleague.
Okay. Just one more question from me. More of a academic question, I suppose, from your end. How would you go about collecting something that's intangible? We've done it once, but
That seems like a question for the ages. How do you collect something which has no substance? I'll let you ponder that one yourself, because I do not know the answer.
fair enough. Well, thank you for all your help. I'm still a little bit wary that you're about to ask us for something on the way out.
I'm not going to ask you for anything. I may be an apostate, but it does not mean I'm a bad person.
I know, but good people can ask for favors too.
Make a wisdom save, Gun. In fact, everyone make a wisdom save.
But why? I rolled a natural fucking 1. So that's
You got us into
a
interesting.
-1.
19. I'm very
22.
wise today.
15 from me.
Okay. So you see as she waves her hand, the rest of you see a small glimmer of arcane runes appear in a circle around her wrist for a second. And most of you feel absolutely nothing. In fact, all of you feel absolutely nothing. But then Anfelf turns to you, Gun, and goes, "Don't worry, I'm not a hag."
What the fuck? What are you doing? What was this fucking business?
I'm reading your surface thoughts.
Why?
It's what I do.
Bit rude. Could have asked.
My apologies. It was a precaution I had to take.
Wouldn't have worked to me anyway.
That's true, yeah.
Alright. I'll let this one go.
I have people after me. I can't just go asking everyone, "Can I read your mind?"
I mean, you invited me into your home and I'm heavily fucking armored.
That's
And
true.
weapons.
However, I can collapse my home down into a pocket dimension in an instant.
I wouldn't mind learning how you do that one. You know,
I can
one
collapse
of these
people
days.
down into a pocket dimension in an instant, and by pocket dimension I mean paste.
I am very aware of that, Gunhild. Don't worry, I will not do it again, I give you my word.
Good.
I just have a bit of paranoia when it comes to these things.
Speaking of people that are after you, anyone specific?
Oh, just a small organization, you may have heard of them. Just the Arcana Casetum.
Oh, cool.
Well, if they ask, we'll say that you're in the north somewhere. Just be real vague about it. If
Well-
they're, "Oh, we never saw you." Well, they'd never ask. What about?
They
Yeah,
won't
that's-
read your mind, that's for sure. That's banned.
They couldn't anyway. Well, maybe these guys.
That's good to know. Powerful ability you have there. Keep it safe.
I will. I intend to.
The mind is the fortress of the soul. And I am the siege weapon.
I suppose that's probably why they don't like you very much.
You modify one person's memory and suddenly it's excommunicate.
Well, what do they know? They might remember it wrong. They might remember it wrong. Who knows?
That was a long time ago now, though.
Well, you've helped us so far, so benefit of the doubt. Great tea, by the way. Is this yours?
No, I buy it.
Oh, shame. Would have been
Growing
more
tea in
impressive.
Kureon's climate is quite hard.
I know, that's why it would have been more impressive.
Perhaps it would have.
So if we go through this portal, we come back. If you're gone and we have questions, how will we get in contact? Or do we just not?
Wait here a moment. Wait here a moment. And she goes off into a back room, and she comes back, and she has two stones. Each of them has a face on them, and a hole in the ear and in the mouth. And she hands one to you.
Does it look like the thing I already have?
It does look like the thing you already have, but it's a slightly different stone. You know, this one's a little grayer as to the one you've got, whereas the one you've got is more of a terracotta. She says, "This is a sending stone. Speak into it, and so long as we're on the same plane of existence, I will be able to respond in kind."
Question. Is there any way to know where the other end to one of these are if you're separated?
No.
There isn't.
Some of them have been known to work across planes. However, I have not encountered one that does that.
I'll try it.
The only way to know for sure is to speak into it and see who answers.
Well, I just pull out the terracotta looking one, like, fair enough. Not right now, though. Just make sure I'm definitely getting the right one, so I don't accidentally speak into the wrong one at the wrong time. Okay.
Right. Do you have any more questions? Any more tea?
Nothing.
Okay, maybe, actually. Just random curiosity, probably won't, but I'll take out the pocket watch. Like, do you know what this tells? Because it doesn't seem to tell the time.
Well, it doesn't tell the time at all, does it? I don't. No, sorry.
Fair enough. My plan is to just ask every smart person I come across until someone gets the answer.
Yes. You might want to see a dwarf about that material, though.
Okay, good to know.
The only time I've seen it before is in a dwarf fashioned something out of it. He wouldn't tell me what it was. Said he was forging it for a specific person. Seems quite important. Something to do with royalty.
Interesting.
Yes. So, keep an eye out on that.
I will. I'll try not to flash it about too much then if it's something to do with royalty.
I don't think most people would know what it was, so
That's fair, but the
Yeah,
wrong
right.
people.
even I do not know what it is. So
Good to know. Oh, thank you. It's more than I knew anyway, so thank you. You still helped. But yeah, I have no more questions.
right, in that case, then please do get out of my house. I have much to do today, and I'm sure you want to get on with your quest as well.
Yeah, sounds like we have a plane to go visit.
Indeed. We've got a
Yeah.
plane to catch.
Oh, fuck.
Ah,
I thought
like-
Aaron was going to say it.
If you do find out how the color pool works, please come and tell me how it does.
Well, if we figure it out, we'll let you know before we leave.
Okay.
Because at least that way, then, hey, if we don't come back for too long, you might get curious again.
I'm always curious.
I'll
And
rely
you
on it.
are a curiosity.
That's what I strive to be. Thank you. That's a compliment.
Great.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, you said get out, so I shall honour that.
yeah.
All right. So you exit Anfelf's instant cottage, and you're once again in the street of Galmore.
Tristan, can you sort of have the horses stay here for a little bit? I don't know how long we have for them to be shacked up here, but if we're going to be gone for a while, we might want to just pay in advance. And
That's very true. I mean, this is closer to where you grew up. Don't suppose you've been here before? Do you know if there's a stable?
I mean, we have them shacked up at the inn right now, so maybe if they just stay there, if we
Suppose.
pay.
Yeah. Yeah, can do. I mean, we have the money, so and we'll be potentially gone for what is it, like a few weeks at this point.
I don't know. How long do we have left?
At this
For-
point, maybe like 35 days.
I think it was something like 30 something days.
Yeah, so what? Pay for about a month, maybe.
Yeah, it's like worst case scenario.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, move. Go to this colour pool on foot. At least then the horses will be looked after, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Should we find somewhere to keep the horses then?
Hey, how long are we planning on staying in the plane? Like, the last one we were at didn't seem super hospitable.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it's just that she was using words like the planes are infinite. You
Mhm.
could go there and be put on fire.
And once we're there, we have to stay there until we've done everything, basically.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of like, it'll take care of them when we're gone, and if we end up paying for a month and we're back in a week, then it's no big deal. At this point, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Just whatever it's a minor cost, just to make sure that they're okay. But yeah, you're right. The in and out as quick as possible is probably the idea.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do that then.
All right. So you're going to see Sin about the horses.
Unless there's anywhere that's clearly a stable around, but
It
given the
doesn't,
size of the
doesn't
town.
look like it. Yeah, Galmore is it's such a small town. You can stand in the center of the high street and see everything.
Hmm.
That isn't like a residence. Obviously, there's quite a number of residences, but the high street is where most things are. But yeah, you go see Sin, and he's like, "Oh, yes, of course. There is 5 nights. No, sorry, a month. A month, you said.
Mhm.
Yes, sorry, that would be 5 gold.
You know what? Because you've been so kind and so generous. And it might be like 35 days, just might be a little bit longer. I'll put down, look to the others. Let's say 10 as like a deposit as well, just in case anything happens.
10 gold. 10 gold.
I mean, they're very nice horses. Want to make sure they're looked after, so
10 gold.
Yeah.
Sort of looks to the rest of you. 10 gold.
Yeah.
I just shrug at him.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I hand it over and it's like, okay, so that one's Captain Colt and that one's Pimento.
And as you hand it over, you can hear his hands shaking and the coins are like ding, 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 ding in his hand, and he just sort of quickly pockets it away and he's like looking down at his coin purse a couple of times. He's like, 10 gold. 35 days. Yes, yes. 10 gold.
You're a star. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. 35 days. 10 gold.
Okay, well, we'll see you in a month. Also, maybe earlier. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yes, a month. 35 days. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
And he sort of stands there a bit dumbstruck as you begin to walk away.
Bless
Oh,
him.
you just made his day, Tristan.
I know. Should we keep going? Find this burning portal to a lovely, lovely holiday destination.
Oh, I don't think it will be that, Tristan.
Is
Won't be
everyone good? Everyone got everything we need? Yeah? There's not much shopping to be done here, obviously, but
No.
that was more a matter of anything we might want to wrap up before we jump in.
Feeling just as fire resistant as normal. So,
Yeah,
good
same.
to go.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything we can do about that really right this minute, unfortunately.
As I stand here in my fire resistance armor.
I don't give a shit. I'm fucking back to full strength. Ah.
Yeah.
I'm just there
Thing is-
flexing in the street. I pick up a cart just because I can. Oh, it feels good.
The farmer's like, please, man, but please.
Sorry.
Calm down.
It's like he's like calming the pony who was just lifted up off its hind legs.
I'm Hercules right at the beginning.
Yeah. Zero to hero, just like that.
Yeah, I love how you've only been weak for a few hours, and you've
It was
already
the
lost
worst
control.
few.
of it.
No, that's not true. But it
It
was
was like
very
a
bad
day.
worst few
Oh, yeah.
hours.
Yeah. All right. So, nothing else you want to do before you leave?
I
I don't think so.
so. No.
All right. So, you pick up your things and you make your way out of town. You walk for about 15 minutes. And the road here is dusty. It's a dirt road. There's no semblance of any, building to it. Occasionally, there's a small lamppost with a long, burnt-out oil lantern attached to it. But you come to where you were told to turn. And obviously, the Bangladeshi lowlands are a little different to where you began your adventure. They are much less forested. They sit lower on the continent, and so many of the rivers run into them. But where you are right now, it's actually quite hilly, but more like rolling hills as opposed to steep, hillocks. And as you step off the path, you begin stepping up and down hills, and eventually you crest a hill. And on the other side of it, in the distance, in this sort of small valley area here, you see this black spot on the horizon.
Reckon that's it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it looks about right.
Right, let's try and find out how to make it turn into a portal to another plane of existence.
So
Must be
just,
simple.
like we just step in it.
So as you approach this here, what's your marching order? Who's going first?
I don't mind being fairly close at the front because I'll be trying to figure out how it works.
Notice how you said close to the front there, not first. I'll go first because I'm feeling strong.
I'll be second because I'm very resistant to being set on fire.
So who's going first?
Me.
Good.
I would have offered to go first, but you're feeling strong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you both go ahead of me, I can still look over your shoulders and see what's going on.
You can't look over their shoulders. You can just look over them.
I was being polite.
No, you weren't.
Rude. Rude.
A backhanded compliment is not a compliment. There's a backhand.
Nor is it a backhand, actually. It's words, Stuart.
Metaphorical backhand. You. Anyway, so as you make your way forward here across these fields, Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d12.
Oh boy. 6.
Roll a 6. Let's see. Okay. So, as you continue walking forward here, it's quite rocky here. It's almost like steps, right? Not the band, where it is a combination of these rocky hills and long patches of grass with the occasional tree on. And as you crest one of these hills, it drops quite sharply off. And you see where the rock sticks out from the edge of this hill here appears to be a cave entrance. And as you look down over this sort of precipice here, you can see something in the entrance to this cave.
Something as in a creature? Or as in like an item? Or
as in, it looks to be a creature.
Mm.
It looks to be vaguely humanoid.
Mm.
And it looks to be asleep.
How big does it look?
Like a large human.
Are we talking like maybe hill giant size?
No, far smaller than that.
Smaller.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have any reason to disturb this creature at all and not just leave it be?
I don't think so. Is this cave, using my exquisite dwarven senses, is this cave like natural or has it been like carved out?
Very obviously natural, yeah.
Okay. I'll just be like, everybody shut the fuck up. There's a thing sleeping.
Maybe it's the gatekeeper.
You're still a fair distance from where the portal is.
I know,
Wait,
but still.
Oh, so the cave isn't too close to the
On the
portal?
way to it, but
Right.
it was still a good like 5-minute walk over this hill crest to the.
Right.
Well, more than 5 minutes actually. I'd say more like a 10-minute walk.
Seems to be asleep.
Yeah, and then it's got very long limbs, and its hands end in these sharp claws. It has a very large, warty nose, and its skin is a pale green.
I don't even know what that is.
By that description, would I know anything?
Yeah, it's a troll.
Oh, okay. It's a troll. We should probably not wake it up if we
Aw,
value our health.
we do a service because it's really close to the town.
I mean, it's
near
just
a
it's
road.
asleep.
Are you just wanting to be a helpful individual?
I am merely a concerned citizen of
Galmore.
and want to help the people. Is all.
I mean, nobody can tell us
Excuse me, this troll is loitering. I'm calling the police.
Well, I mean, if you want to do your duties as, a keeper of the peace, just a respected individual, then by all means. But personally, I feel like we've got pressing matters and,
Yeah.
Path of least resistance.
Yeah, okay. Fine, if you guys aren't on board, then fine.
Don't have to kill everything we see, Gun.
So are you going to sneak past the troll?
An
Yeah.
attempt will be made at the very least.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what to do. Make those stealth checks.
I actually don't know what to do to do it.
It's a natural one on my part.
See, mine was on a 20, but then
Right.
it just became an unnatural 20.
Mine's a
so-
10.
Mine's a 13.
Mine's an 8 total, but it is a natural one. So
I don't think any of us know what to do, actually, Stuart.
No, I don't think you do.
Nope.
So, as you go to make your way around the side of this hill, so you're not dropping down the harsh slope, you go to make your way around it, and Gun, you're still getting re-used to your strength again. And as you step near the edge here, your foot comes down harder than you expect, and the soft sandstony rock of this area collapses under your left foot. And as you go to fall, Ronan instinctively goes to catch you, and you grab Ronan, and you pull him and you down into the floor here. And as you slam onto the ground, you hear a as this troll looks up and he's like, lunch. And you hear this voice from inside the cave go, lunch.
Oh no.
And another one go, lunch.
I look at Gun. Are you happy now, Gun?
As the first one sort of blinks again, looks up at the sky and goes, brunch. Brunch. As these two heads pop around the side here and go, brunch.
can I take a second and look like at him and point at him and just say lunch?
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, it's a 19 on the dice. Oh, I'm not proficient in intimidation. 21.
Oh shit.
He just looks, lunch? And the other two trolls look at him and go, lunch. And one of them slowly starts walking over, and this first one goes, no, not lunch, as these two trolls grab this first one, and you hear this horrible, sickening rip as one of them pulls its arm off and just starts chewing on it. As you begin to walk away, this first troll is like, not lunch, as they keep tearing into it, and parts of its flesh regenerate back as it's torn out again, as these two other trolls start eating their friend. And one of them now, you can see as they start shuddering and shaking, as this second head begins to grow partially onto their shoulder, as this face appears on their shoulder now, and it starts going, brunch, yes, brunch. And one of them, then this face, its eyes come to flick to look at you. And it goes, brunch, brunch, brunch. And it goes, brunch, and starts charging at you.
Hypnotic pattern right in the middle of them all.
Meanwhile,
After we roll initiative.
My initiative is very good.
I'm pulling out my sword and couldn't be helped.
No pre-rolling, excuse me.
I mean, I assume we were going to roll.
No, don't assume it makes an ass out of you and me.
Well, I just dropped my D20 down the back of my computer. So I'm going to get a fresh one out.
Behind your computer at this point is probably just this large pile of dice.
It's an entrance to a different plane, actually.
Oh.
The plane of dice.
Yes.
It was just an empty plane, but there's just so many dice in there now.
It was a demi-plane, but the powers decided it was too full.
Is it a plane where all of the dice just don't match either? There's no full sets?
Oh,
Just with all the socks.
That's bad touch.
This is less good. Are you happy?
Yes. What you get for pre-rolling? Am I in the wrong book? Might be in the wrong book. That's definitely the wrong book. There's too many books. Sorry about this. I wasn't expecting one of them to eat the other one, so I didn't have this particular book open.
That was the gnarliest shit I've ever seen.
Wow. Look, it made sense. Trolls do that.
And the title of Silver Tongue Devil is passed from Tristan to Ronan.
Where is it? Sorry, I can't find it. Is it under Giants? Okay, I definitely remember seeing this. Which book are Dire Trolls in?
Volos, I think.
Are they?
No, they're not actually in. I don't know if Dire Trolls are actually in there.
They're in World of Warcraft.
No, they're definitely in the book. Hold on. TROO. Troll. Dire Troll. Modern
Oh,
Canes.
hang on. There we go, yeah.
Modern Canes. 243. Sorry. I could actually get my book up, but... So. Alright. Here we go. Perfect. Thank you. Right. So, 25 to 20 on initiative.
A good start.
15 to 20?
17.
17!
Okay, which of you wants to go first?
I mean, I was calling out a
Oh,
hypnotic.
you were, yeah, do the hypnotic pattern, do
Oh.
that. Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
Because we've still got the same decks, haven't we?
Yep.
Always happens.
Okay, 10 to 15?
11.
11.
11.
On the 24. Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Alright, and then 5 to 10?
6.
Oh no! Stevie, what's happening with your dice?
I rolled a 1 and then a 2.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, I did roll a 19 in there, so it's okay.
You just used his turn up making an intimidate check. This makes sense.
Yeah. Alright. First up, Tristan, as this creature lumbers towards you, you cast Hypnotic Pattern. Which I'm assuming is what you do with your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to hit all 3 of them like this.
I was going to say it's a 30-foot cube, so.
Yeah, you're going to hit all 3 of them.
Wisdom saves.
Wisdom says, trolls, well known for their good wisdom. So all 3 of them fail.
Hey!
So they are now immobilized for a minute.
Okay, so as you reach out your hands and you begin shaping this strange pattern with your fingers and forearms, the troll, this large dire troll that's lumbering towards you, just seems to slow and then stop and starts following your hands, and their hands starts like following the pattern, and eventually they're just following their own hand and they're not paying attention to anything else apart from that.
Okay, guys, they'll be like this for a minute or until you hit them. Just bear that in mind.
Okay.
And for now, yeah, that's all I'm going to do with my turn. How far away from us are they?
Good 10 feet.
Oh yeah, I'd like to be further away than that. Yeah.
I mean, in a minute, we could all be very far away, right?
Mm.
Yeah, which brings us to you, Gun. What
Are
would
we
you like to
running?
do?
Are we running? Are we just gonna run away?
No, that's running.
Fucking boom them.
Alright, yeah, let's get him. The one
Boom
closest to me, I'm gonna walk up to, like a badass, pull out my cudgel.
Cudgel?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm also going to rage.
This one is actually a her.
Oh, okay, well, I'll hit her.
Lady
I'm going
troll.
to rage and recklessly attack this incapacitated troll because that's just horrible. Here
Okay.
I go. That will be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
Okay, so
I'm just checking
2d6
what-
on the normal damage.
Yes. Are you spending a charge?
I am. So that's 8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Spending a charge, I need to make a constitution saving throw.
Yeah. 23.
Oh, they succeed.
Okay.
But, so that's 12 thunder damage.
Okay.
and 3 necrotic.
Okay. So that's still in
halved on
one
save.
hit, 23 damage.
And then I have another attack.
You do.
So I'm going to hit them again.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's like a gajillion. That's 25.
Yeah.
Then that one is 9 bludgeoning.
9 bludgeoning.
Yeah, I'm not going to expend another charge on that though.
Okay. So as your first strike comes in, you speak the command word, and as it slams into
No,
it...
it wasn't 9. I haven't been adding my bonuses. It was 15. Sorry.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so as you swing in with this cudgel, in the first one you call the command word, and the arcane runes appear on this hammer for a second, and it hits into the side of the troll. You see this horrible jiggling that erupts out on this muscular skin of this creature as you bring it back again, and you slam into the same spot. And you watch now as this wound that you just caused on this troll begins to close up already.
I stow them all. I'm prepared to get my a great axe out on the next round.
Okay. Which will bring us to the dire troll, because that happened at the start of its turn. And it is going to make 5 attacks against you, Gun.
Oh fuck.
That seems like a lot.
First one, with advantage, will hit. That's a 22.
Yep.
The second one is 19.
Yep.
Third one is 17.
Yep.
Oh, that one is a 15.
No.
Okay, that's what? 4? Is that 3? That's 4.
That's 4.
And the last one, 30.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so that is what? 4 hits.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the bite does 6 points of piercing damage, and it does poison damage as well. So you are resistant to this. You take 0 poison damage.
Nice.
You roll a 1, and then the claws. So you got hit by 3 claw attacks. So the first one is 13. I'm not halving these. This is all.
Okay.
And then that is 11 and 15.
Okay.
And those are slashing damage.
Okay. I'm raging, so I halved all those.
Yeah, you have all that damage you just took. So as you slam into this creature and its wound begins to heal, an arm explodes out of its side, seemingly like it's grown instantly. As it busts out all of the claws and come raking at you, its new head begins biting at you as it just tears and rips at you in this flurry of attacks. And as it does, it rears back, and in the chorus of 2 heads, make that 3 heads, it howls out in this horrible, battle cry. Which brings us to Tilly.
Have we considered running?
I feel like we should maybe consider running away because that fucking sucked.
Which direction did we need to run in?
Behind you.
I'd like to run in that direction.
Okay. You run.
Take 1 second look at what it did to Gun. I'd just be like, Gun, we're going. Because there's 2 still frozen, right?
Yes.
So we just need to outrun the big boy.
Yes. Big gal.
Big girl. Yeah, fuck it, I'm out.
Okay.
I have 3 actions with which to run, so bye.
So what? You run 30 feet, right?
25.
25. Okay.
And I run number 25.
So that's 75 feet.
And I bonus for number 25.
So you just run 75 feet straight backwards. Vroom, little lightning bolt. Okay, and that will end your turn, which brings us to the 2 trolls who can't do anything, which is going to bring us to Ronan. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll back up if the team's running, but I think we should kill them. If one of them gets us near the town, that's a dead town. Like, delete the buildings. I cast Zephyr Strike,
Okay.
and I move 30 feet.
Yep.
But I keep them in sight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and fucking boom this one that's still up. I'm gonna call Sharpshooter ahead of time.
Yep.
Activate Colossus Strike, or activate Zephyr Strike.
Yep.
And try and
Go for
hit
it.
him. Oh, that's an 18 on the dice, plus 10 to hit. 28 minus 5, 23.
Yep, that hits.
So that's gonna be...
A bunch.
Yeah, I need more dice. Hang on.
Weathering them down with range might actually be the smart play here if we do want to kill them. Because that was a lot of hits that they did just then.
Oh, is Stevie? Oh no.
I did mute because I was like pouring out all of my dice and I don't have enough. 14, 20. So there's a D8 from the longbow, D8 from Zephyr, D8 from the Colossus, and then so 14, 20, 35.
Okay. On your first hit. Okay.
And then second hit, I'm going to use one of my fire arrows because I don't foresee them being of great use in the fire plane.
Perhaps.
So, yeah, I'm going to... can you sharpshooter just once per turn? Or...
No. Sharpshooter, you just call it per attack.
Okay, sharpshooter with a fire arrow.
Yeah.
16, 26, 19 to hit.
That does hit, yeah.
What did we say fire arrow does again?
4d6.
Oh lord. 6, 13, 16, 18, plus 5, 23, plus 10, 33.
Okay, so 33 points of damage.
Yes.
All right, so you're up next, Tristan. But as you pull the first arrow out and you let the power of the Zephyr Strike go in pushing this arrow further forward, it slams into the shoulder of this troll, and you see as it sinks deep in. As soon as it strikes, the flesh begins to regenerate around it, almost catching the arrow and keeping it stuck in there. But as you pull the second arrow out, the fire arrow, it turns into this lance of flame which scorches through the torso of this creature. And as it hits you, notice that this regeneration slows down, almost to a crawl. It's still going, but nowhere near as fast as it was before. And that will end your turn, which brings us to you, Tristan.
Okay, so does it look like from the rest of them, are they wanting to run? As in these guys?
That is your decision to make. But this large creature, this very oversized troll, this dire troll, is looking bloodied at this point.
Hey Tristan, can you do fire?
Yeah, like literally fireball, and that was going to be the next
Ooh.
plan. But then you guys were running away, so it's like, what?
Technically,
Screw it.
That's round.
Do it!
I don't care if they're ready or not, but here comes the boom.
It will hit the other trolls as well.
That was the reason why I was a bit on the fence as to whether or not to use it. But they're immobilized and can't make dex saves, right?
No.
Oh, do it.
Incapacitated doesn't affect
Yeah,
them.
they can still do dex saves.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, they just can't do actions or reactions.
Oh,
yeah.
bummer.
Fair enough. Either way, I'll still do a fireball.
Okay.
So it's against 16.
Against 16. The large one fails. The first one fails. Didn't roll above it. I didn't roll double digits on any of them. So all three of them fail. So do your damage. Deal some damage. Tons of damage.
Can I drink?
It's pretty good.
Tons of damage.
There's no ones at least.
Build a Triforce to do tons of damage.
Okay, so
The old school.
35 total.
35 to all three of them.
If they all failed, then yes.
They all did.
Then yes.
So that is. Okay, and then 35 and 35. Okay. So, as you set forth this purple ball of fire, this small pinprick that erupts from your hand, as it touches the ground and contacts, it explodes into this huge blast of purpulescent fire that scorches all over the skin. The two trolls that had been too busy following their own fingers at this point are jolted back to awareness by this as they let out these horrible shrieks as these flames lick at their flesh, and their natural regeneration does not seem to, the two smaller trolls do not seem to be able to regenerate at all as a result of this flame. And they look like you hurt them a lot in one hit, which will end your turn, and that will bring us to Gun.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my +1 greatsword.
The sword?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the
And
veritable armory.
which one? Yeah, it's the greatsword. And I'm going to swing for this big fucker in front of me.
Okay.
Let's do it recklessly again. Fuck it, YOLO. Got a 19. So that is a
Yeah, it hits.
30.
Yeah, it hits.
So that's... Ooh, 18 slashing.
18. All right. Okay. And your second attack?
Second one. I rolled 19 again. So a lot.
Okay.
And that one is 14 slashing.
All right. Sorry, I'm doing some maths. Okay. Let me just roll this. All right. So as you bring the sword down, and you cut these two great swaths into this creature, and you see as it cuts open, and this deep green blood begins oozing out. Very quickly, they begin to stitch itself back together again, but nowhere near as quick as you're dealing damage to it at this point. Anything else you had to do your turn?
No.
No? Alright. Which means it's their turn. And they are going to hit you with all 5 attacks.
Uh-huh.
And they also regenerate a bit of health. So, advantage on all of these. So the bite.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an 18.
Mm-hmm.
The first claw attack is a 26. Second claw attack is a 29. Third claw attack is a 28. And fourth claw attack is a 26.
I think all of them, yeah.
Okay. So the bite is, I rolled a 1 again. 7 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage. And then first claw is 16. Second one is 9. Third one is 18. And the fourth one is 16.
Okay.
So as it just tears into you once again, and you just stand up against it as this just just ripping claws, and this horrible bite comes down into you, tearing a chunk out of your shoulder. You just grin and bear it as you're just hammered by this troll, which will end its go, sadly. Which will bring us to Tilly, who's like way off in the distance, and also muted.
I'm a little bit far away, is the thing. And this edition doesn't have charging in it, so I can't do a cool, really far runaway charge.
Nope.
I guess I'll come back.
Okay. So you're moving and then moving again.
Feels like a waste of a turn. Is the thing. I'll run 50 back and then do an attack with my sling, I think.
Okay. Go for it.
That'll do something.
Yep.
Not used my sling in a while. What's that? That is a 15.
That will miss.
Well, I helped.
As you pick this small rock up from the ground, you're like, I haven't done this in a while, and you just spin it and flick it towards the troll. It just goes, just like harmlessly knocks off the shoulder of this troll and just scatters to the ground. And one of the heads looks down like, huh? Which brings us to the other two trolls. So, both of them are going to charge at their favorite delicacy, which is, of course, elf. So,
There are no
both of
elves
them
here.
are going to charge at you, Tristan.
Oh.
And they both have 3 attacks. So the first one just runs straight at you, and there's a natural 20 on the bite.
Cut in words. Can I cut
Okay.
in words a crit?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Wait, at least that one's not going to hurt as bad.
Yeah.
But it's, in regardless, it's probably still going to hit anyway, isn't it? Whatever the result would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no point rolling it.
No. Well, what's the most you can reduce it by?
8.
Yeah, that would make it 19.
Yeah, no, I've got a 17 arm class at the minute, so no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
But it's not a crit.
no, but the second one is a 23, and then the third one is a natural 20.
It's a crit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second troll, it's a 14. Sorry, not even less than that. Sorry, that's 10. A natural 20. And a 10. So that's 4 hits, 2 of which are crits, both on the claws. So the 2 bites. First one bites you for 10. Second one bites you for 9. And then the first claw crit, which is 16. The second claw crit is, thanks for making the dice easy to add up again, 16. And then the second claw that hit you is, oh, I rolled higher on that one, is a 15.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Are you still up?
Possibly. I'll just calculate it because I was just writing the results down as they came.
Okay.
But... Ooh. I have 62 HP, and that was 63 that you just did. Oh.
So these 2 trolls lumber towards you. The first one bites into you and tears this horrible gash into you. And as it picks you up and chucks you towards the second troll, which grabs you and bites down on your side and tears open the wound. It just drops you down to the ground and yells out in this brutish roar, "Brunch!"
Running was really smart, and I'm actually disappointed that we didn't do it.
Which brings us to Gun.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Sorry, that brings us to Ronan. My apologies.
Yeah, so seeing that, I'm gonna load just a fire arrow into one of them, and then I try to do like 1-2 with fire arrows.
Are you hitting the 2 smaller ones, or are you going for the big?
Yeah, 2 smaller ones, trying to distract them. So I'm gonna call out to them as I'm doing it. So that's a 22 to hit. One
That
of
will
them.
hit, yeah.
And I'll sharpshooter the second guy.
Okay.
That'll be 23 to hit the second guy.
That will also hit.
Yeah, and as I'm firing, I'm just gonna shout at them, hey, brunch, and then like shout over towards like try and get them to come to me.
Okay.
First guy they've been hurt, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's gonna be first guy's not sharpshooter, but he is fire arrow, so that's 16, 20, 24, 28 plus 5, 33.
Yeah, 33, yeah.
I shut down altogether. 38 on the first guy with the fire arrow, and then second guy is the sharpshooter guy with the fire arrow.
Yep.
And I got one fire arrow left after that, so 12, 16, 21, 24, 29, 39, 44.
Oh shit.
I did a lot of damage.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
I didn't really realize it's a lot of damage. That's
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
Tons of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
So, the fire arrow streaks into the first one and just burns an arm clean off of the creature. It just sears straight through the shoulder joint, and the rest of the arm just drops to the ground. And as you turn and hit the second one, you catch it in the side of the head, and the arrow sinks in half its distance into the head. The creature just turns to you and nudges you, and goes, "Brunch."
Yeah. How far away from him am I?
Right now, you're probably about 15 feet.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stay there.
Okay.
You don't want to get
Tristan?
like move away from him?
Just bring
No.
this to Tristan.
Well, that was a 13 before it was a nat 1.
Oh no!
That's 2 failed death saving
Oh,
throws. there.
Jamie, don't you fucking do it. Don't.
Which brings us to
It's
gun.
not really his choice.
The gods will decide my fate.
Fuck.
I'm gonna take so much damage.
Well, I guess I'm laying into this guy in front of me.
Okay.
Here we go again. That is a 28.
That will hit, yeah.
And that is 17 slashing.
Okay. So, as you deliver this first blow into the creature, you cut this horrible cleave through the center of it, and you feel a crack as you tear through the rib cage, and as you see the exposed heart there with this huge gash into it that would kill any other creature. This troll should be dead. It is not dead.
Okay. I can see like it's exposed innards though.
Yeah, it's like peeled open. It's like opening a banana, except instead of banana, it's innards.
Well, I will go for the innards.
Okay.
That's a 21.
Okay, that will hit.
And that is 18 slashing.
All right. So as you bring this blade in and you thrust it straight towards the creature's heart, you stab clean through the heart and you tear the blade out. And the troll just looks down at you. And one of the heads is looking over to the other ones, but the main head is looking straight down at you. And it just goes, "Brunch."
I'm just like, just die!
Which will bring us to its go.
Oh shit.
And it makes all of its attacks against you again.
Uh-huh.
So let's expedite this. 26,
Mm-hmm.
22,
Mm-hmm.
28,
Yep.
27,
Mm-hmm.
and 30. So that first one is 10 piercing and 5 poison.
Mm-hmm.
And then 16 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then 13.
Okay.
15.
Mm-hmm.
15. And 17.
I'm down.
Okay. So as this troll just tears into you, going, this seemingly that should be dead troll that still has its blade embedded in its heart, it just slams into you and picks you up and slams you into the ground. And as it does, it roars out, which will bring us to Tilly.
I don't like this. The situation that we have put ourselves in.
Nope.
It seems very bad and not good.
Yep.
Fuck. So all three of them are still up, right?
Mm-hmm. They all look very wounded. I mean, one of them currently has a sword through its heart.
Yeah, but you know what I can't do with nobody else stood there? Damage.
Does my corpse count?
No, I'm a fucking 1 dice loser right now.
Because he's a jukebox hero.
I am going to back off and keep using my fucking sling because it is more damage.
Okay, go for it.
So what's the range of the sling?
No idea.
It is 3120, so I'll back up to 30 away from the big boy.
Okay.
And I will attack him. I don't suppose he's unaware of me?
No.
That's a nat 20 at least, so
That hits, yeah,
2d4.
definitely. 2d4. Oof.
Heck yeah. Actually, I can do fucking things. God, I'm gonna have to open the book. I haven't used my maneuvers in a while. These might actually be very useful. Player's Handbook. I don't think I'll get them with a menacing attack because I feel like these trolls probably don't frighten very easily. But what I might be able to do is the one other thing that I can do.
Which is a trip attack.
Yeah. Which might be less... Oh no, that is a weapon attack, so I can still do that.
Okay.
So I will
Does that
expand.
work with a sling?
Don't ask questions.
Battlemaster doesn't really make any sense. Just
I will expand my dice, and that gets doubled on the crit as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Fucking hell, we're doing some... half of my deeps. So that's 16 off the dice, then plus 4, so that's 20 damage altogether, and they need to make a strength saving throw.
25.
They passed it.
Yeah. So this rock clatters into their leg, and you see it staggers for a moment and leaves this horrible welt in its leg, but still seems standing. I mean, it's missing most of its internal organs. They're in a puddle on top of Gun on the floor.
Oh dear.
This troll should, for all intents and purposes, be dead. It seems that something is keeping it from dying.
Something like supernatural, or just it's a big monster?
Which brings us to the trolls, who are going to charge one of them at you, Tilly, one of them at Ronan. So, Ronan. Bite. Does an 8 hit?
No.
Okay. The claw is 15.
Nope.
And the second claw is a natural 1.
That's a nope.
Against you, Tilly, that's a 10.
No.
That's a oh god, my brain's just gone completely blank. A 12,
No.
and that one is a 25.
Yes, and I will uncanny dodge it.
All right. So that one is 13 slashing damage to you, half to whatever, to 7. All right. So as the first one comes into you, Ronan, it swings its claw against you and it scrapes down the front of your breastplate before bringing in its maw to try and bite down on your shoulder, but it just once again meets breastplate. As you push it off with your bow, you see as Tilly gets raked across the front, dodging backwards to try and lessen the blow, but still being caught by it a pretty decent amount. And that will bring us to your go, Ronan. These two trolls in front of you are on their last legs, but
Yeah, I'm gonna give this troll in front of me the biggest yeet in history and just dodge around it and go straight to Tristan.
okay.
And I'm still under the effects of Sapphire Strike, so attacks of opportunity it didn't get to batter me.
Okay, he doesn't get to batter you. All right, good to know.
And I'm gonna hit Tristan with a level 2 cure wounds for 8.
Okay.
1, 9, 13 points of healing.
Okay, so
And then I'll position myself between Tristan and the one that I just gave the crossover to, broke his ankles.
sounds good to me. Tristan, you're awake. You're on the floor. You've just come back to the land of the living.
I was genuinely preparing for death right there.
It might still happen, don't you?
So you're just awake. You look over to your right and you see that this great troll is still alive, but it is missing almost all of its things needed to keep it alive. It seems to be by sheer force of natural regeneration that it's staying alive. But you look over and you see Gun is just collapsed on the floor, and looking beyond that, you see 2 trolls now around Tilly.
I thought me and Tilly were opposite sides, so they went
I mean, it's a large creature. When I say around Tilly, I mean not right next to her.
Oh, okay.
In the vicinity of Tilly as opposed to the vicinity of you.
Yeah, so I'd just be like, Tristan, get up, come on, fire, burn them.
Yeah, but we're in very close proximity and we're not the healthiest. Is there anywhere that I can drop a fireball behind that particular troll so that it doesn't hit me and run, and
Yes.
and also not near Gun on the floor or anything like that?
Yes, exactly the same spot you dropped the fireball first time.
Not too worried
sweet.
about me though.
You're way over. You're
You're gone.
You're real nippy.
yeah.
And I almost died. And this one, is this the dire troll as well?
This is the dire troll that's in a dire situation,
I'm in dire straits.
but it won't die.
No, that one kind of tailed off right there, didn't it?
Well,
Anyway, so I kind of lean on Ronan's shoulder, point behind the troll, and shout brunch. And if it turns around, just drop the fireball right behind it so I can see it coming.
All right. It will make the save with an 18.
It's half damage.
Don't worry, it has 5 hit points.
Ooh, let's see.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't even have 5 hit points. My bad. It's on 0. It dies.
I'm going to say because I rolled 4 6s and then the rest 2s. So
Yeah. So as you cast this fireball behind it, it turns around. A few of the heads turn around just in time to be Sarah Connor style, blown apart down to the skeleton by this flame as it washes over this dire troll's body, and the remains of it just collapse down to the floor in a pile on top of Gun. But it is dead, very dead, seemingly needing something to stop its regeneration before it could truly die. Which will end your go and bring us to Gun, who is blissfully unaware of being covered in troll.
Death saving throw, here we go. It's an 8.
That's Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to Tilly. You're being harried by a troll.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this sling away because I don't really feel like it's the range for that anymore. And I'm going to hit it with my short sword instead.
Go for it.
That is a 17 on the dice, so I assume it does hit.
That does hit, yeah.
Cool, good.
Do your 6d6 of damage.
1d6. That is 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing damage. All right.
And then I'm going to, with my bonus action, disengage and move 25 feet.
No need to. No need to. Let me finish, buddy. So, as you bring your blade into this troll, you catch it right up the torso, and as it sticks into what you assume is an internal organ, this troll just backs away from you, holding its intestines, just sobbing brunch continuously under its breath as it staggers back a few more steps, and then Shakespearean drops to its knees and looks up to the sky as it just utters one last time, brunch, and collapses to the ground dead.
Wow. I will go wipe my sword off on it instead then.
Okay. Which will bring us to the remaining troll,
Oh shit.
who sees its fallen brother and just whines out, brunch, and charges at you. With a bite attack. That will actually no wait, that's a 12. Yeah, that misses. And then the first bite attack is a 26. The second one is a 15. And the third one's a natural 20.
As a reaction to the first one, I will use my Ring of the Shield Master and cast Shield on myself.
Okay. So the natural 21 will still hit you though.
Yeah, I have 22 AC against the others.
Okay. Cool.
And I will uncanny dodge the crit.
Okay. So
Hopefully not too murdered.
that's 3 6s. Oh god, my mind's gone blank. 28 slashing. Half to
So
14.
14.
Yeah. As this claw just rakes into you, with the others being deflected by the shield that projects out of your ring. And as it just, the last one hits you, it's just really putting a lot of effort into these, but you can hear it sobbing under its breath. Which will bring us to Ronan.
I'll move to run towards Gun while yelling, "Happy feet, Tilly! Happy feet!" and then slide down and hit Gun with a second level Cure Wounds.
Okay, you just reach out to the arm of Gun that's sticking out from under this pile of viscera.
In true vengeance, that's gonna be a 1 on both dice, which is gonna be a 6.
So, Gun, you wake up, you feel absolutely horrible, and as you take that, that first breath when you wake up, you're like, and you suck in a bit of liver.
Yeah, I'll just try and wipe it off my face.
Oh no, it's a good half a foot deep.
Blech.
As you suck in a majority of this troll's liver into your mouth, as it's like a sock being put in your mouth, but except it's liver. As you go, and as you spit it out, you're awake. It's really unpleasant.
Sit up with a stagger. I came into this world screaming and covered in blood. I knew that's how I'd go out, but not today.
Tristan, that's gross.
So there's one more left, yeah?
There is one more left. It looks really hurt. It's sobbing and keeps muttering brunch in a really pained manner while harrying Tilly.
How badly does it look? Screw it. I feel like we need a rest anyway. I've got another fireball. It's a really big spell though, because I don't have any more 3rd levels.
This 4th level spell, a troll.
It's already on its last legs. It's either that or I'll mock it viciously, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Or I whisper at it dissonantly. But given what we've gone through, fuck it. Let's incinerate the bugger. Where's another D6? Right, yeah.
Catch it with the edge of that thing, right?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I am aiming for the trying not to get Tilly again. So, Dex save. Top of all.
That is 13.
All right. There we go.
I think if you got a 1 on every dice, it still dies.
Well, I can tell you I didn't get a 1 on every dice. So we're aware.
Ooh, okay.
Right. $37.
Jesus. As this fireball just erupts behind this troll. Tilly, you're there and you're like short sword in hand, dodging between claw strikes as your shield, your ethereal shield blocks it before you just see this explosion behind it, and this troll in front of you just swings once as it's like slowly disintegrated from the back forward. And this ash of troll just dusts over your face as the bones collapse to the ground.
Does it go?
Just like,
I don't feel so good.
It goes, burn.
I guess I just like cough horribly on all this troll dust.
Troll ashes.
At the end of it, I just sit down on the ground with the pipe and just magically light it and just kind of sit there. Well then.
Well, that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Who woke them up? Just out of curiosity.
Gone.
Look.
That was.
I'm not above just completely.
Throwing me under the troll, as it were.
Yes. Yeah, just completely abandoning you there. That was. But it was the right thing to do. If that big one got into town,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no more town left. Like,
We did a good deed, but I felt unusually close to death right there.
Okay, you're telling me as I
Yeah.
cough up a bit of troll.
You felt like you were 2/3 of the way towards death.
If one were to quantify it, then yes.
Yeah.
so here, this might seem like a bit of a backward step, but what say is we go back to town and just fucking not go into the fire plane today?
Not
That-
today! No,
Yeah.
not today.
You know what? It's not a good day.
How's about we use our time wisely? We figure out maybe how to get there. You know, have a snoop around, and we go tomorrow.
I think
Yeah,
that's a great
it's
idea.
sounds
tactical and not reactionary at all.
Yeah, it's
What we
the
what we
smart
can
thing to
do is we can do some recon.
Oh,
That is
Not
amazing.
our normal brand of recon. We
yeah, I was gonna
genuinely-
say
I mean,
that's gonna end up with us in the fire plane by accident, slaves of an Afridi. So
Knowing our luck, it would end up with us being in hell.
I point
to
out what's
some degree.
left of the trolls. I'm like, I think it's a normal kind of recon already.
You make a valid point.
yeah, it sort of is.
I have no retort to that.
All right. So as you make your way,
No, I
Thanks.
want to see if there's anything in that cave first. If they were hoarding
Oh.
anything.
good to know. All right.
But I want to I have dark vision. Remember, we have dark vision this time. So if there's anything else in there, I'll see it. Before
I
it
also have the
attacks
drip
me.
one.
Yeah. So as you walk into the cave, you find the remains of breakfast, which is a 4th troll,
Hmm.
and a cow.
Oh,
Yeah, like sort of missing a nice horseshoe shape.
Not just stood there completely fine.
No, not just stood there completely fine.
just
It's just
Uh,
they're just grazing and
the
looks
trolls.
up at you.
Thank you for finding me, adventurers.
Turns out it's a polymorph wizard that just can't get back.
Ah, what travelers? There is no cow level. Okay, but in the interior here, there is a sack.
I would like to investigate the sack.
And as you open up the sack, it's mostly bits of people and animals.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like what looks to be like an entire goblin in there in 2 halves. And There is some degree of coinage in there. There's 37 gold pieces. And there is a locked box about this big.
Ooh, well, I'll fish around in the meat sack, pull out the coins, and then pull out the box. Oh,
Yeah.
Tilly, you've got fast fingers, tricky fingers.
Are you even playing? Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
What's in the box? We'll find out after this quick break.
Oh.
Oh, bye, Aaron.
Oops.
See you.
That was the wrong button for me to press.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. I got it. I'm back.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for bearing with us for that quick break. So, Tilly, you were just being called over by Gun to open up a box.
Yeah, and is that dexterity on thieves' tools? Or
It is, yes. I mean, it's obviously like any skill check is dependent, but dexterity.
Yes. Okay. Let me give that a roll. I've rolled better on things in my life at various points in time. But that's a 16.
Yeah. So you try and open this lock here, and every time you seem to get a tumbler, it seems to move positions. And every time you put the next one in, the first one has moved again. And it just seems like this is a very, very intricate lock. And you're having a hard time getting it open.
I might need a little time with this one.
Alright, fair enough. We all need a good sleep anyway, so we'll have some downtime.
All right, so you're making your way back to the village, or the town, sorry. Is there anything you want to do before you head back out? Or should we just sort of screen wipe to that one?
I mean, we could always investigate the portal before we go. Or...
No. So are you heading there now? Are you heading to the ring now, or are you heading there in the morning?
It sounded like we wanted to head to the circle, and then
at least get a lay of the land before heading back. I mean, we got half the way here and nearly died, so we might as well come back with an idea.
And it's literally afternoon, right?
Yeah. All right. So you make your way the last small stretch of land towards this circle, and as Anfelf described it, it is a patch of burnt land. There's a black spot on the landscape, and in the center of it is maybe about 8 foot diameter. There is a circle of burning flames, and the flames are not thick. It seems to be just a sheet of flame that flickers and burns up to maybe about 1 foot high off the ground. And the center of it does not appear to be any, there's no flickering water or anything like that. It's just burnt grass.
I don't want to try too many things just in case it activates it and we all get sucked through. But I wouldn't mind having a check just to see if there's anything other than just fire around. So how big is it, say, like the circumference?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Bye, Aaron.
Okay, so Aaron activated the portal and now
It's been sucked through.
Now, hey, I'm Tristan. Look at my hat. I'm a bard.
yes.
Also, my arm is still in gun.
So you still both. I'm now Swamp Boy.
Yep.
Protector of the Green.
We will be back momentarily.
One moment.
Hi, we're back again. Internet issues hopefully sorted. So, I was asking. Wait, no, Tristan, you were asking about the circle. About the. I'm not sure what the circumference of it is, but the diameter is about 8 feet.
Oh, okay. So it's not as huge as I was expecting.
No.
Okay. Enough to have a wander around and try to see if there's anything unusual around the perimeter of it.
Sure. Yeah. Give me just what angle are you coming at this from? Are you coming at this from a magical angle, or are you just looking around, searching around?
Magical angle. I mean, if it's a portal to another plane of existence, I feel like that's a good one.
Give me an Arcana check then.
I'm actually so stupid. I was thinking like 45 degrees. That's like what do you mean?
You know what? So was I. I was like, I'm stood up, if that helps.
Did we decide if we're going back to town or if we're just camping here?
I don't know. I'm okay to camp so long as there's no more trolls.
Yeah, I can camp.
I'll go about setting up camp while he's doing that.
Okay. So you say Arcana check?
Yeah.
It's a 21.
Okay. So this is a ring of fire here. That's very clear to see.
Into it.
Yes. Or do you want to fall into it? It has no visible fuel source. The ground around it is burnt. It is definitely magical. As to how you open the portal, that is a good question. Perhaps in similar instances for things you know about, keywords, key items, key actions can often open the way. Oftentimes just standing in the right place can do it. Offering it certain materials can help as well. The actual nature of it changes from case to case.
Fair enough. And assuming that even though it's magical in the fact that there's no fuel to it, it still feels like just normal fire. Like the closer you get, it still feels like
Yeah, it's still hot. Yeah. It would still, if you stuck your hand in it, it'd still burn you.
You know what? I'd like to actually my hand on the handle of my sword and just be like, don't suppose you see anything I can't? You noticed that gun was cursed without, any other signs. Can you see anything? Do you know anything?
You feel the emotional equivalent to a shrug.
Fair enough. Just thought I'd ask. Never mind.
We learned about this in the first place from Gun remembering an old story, right? I don't suppose there was anything in that story we've forgotten about that was a nudge towards opening it?
It didn't say specifically in that portal, just that they walked into a portal reefed in... they walked into a circle reefed in flame and never were seen again.
So potentially we just need to walk into it.
Potentially, yeah. Right, well, I can't really think of anything else to do until we actually want to try and go, so I'd rather not risk it for now.
Nope, we can look like big idiots in the morning.
All right, so you settle down to rest. I would like a watch order then, please.
The hut is active.
The hut is active, so you're putting the hut up.
Yep.
Jabba.
Yes.
All right, what's your watch order though?
First.
I'll go second.
Ronan, Tilly,
I'll
all four of you will need to watch.
I'll go next then.
I'll go
And
last.
Guns last. All right, so all of you roll a d12 for me then, please. Don't tell me yet.
Don't have one of those out.
It was on the floor. Do you want me to keep the one from the floor?
No.
Okay. It's the exact same.
It is destined.
It is. It's my favorite number as well.
Stevie, close that tab.
No, I'm not on it anymore. I'm not on it anymore.
He just remembers it.
So I don't remember what's a good roll on this.
All right,
Nope, me neither.
Ronan.
Oh, I got a 4.
Okay. So as you sit and you watch out from inside the hut here, your watch passes without incident. Tilly?
I rolled a 1.
Okay. So you watch, and you see a herd of what looks to be some sort of wild cattle rides past. The rest of your watch passes without incident.
1T1.
11. Okay. So you see a figure atop a wolf crest a hill in the distance. They look quite small because they're riding a wolf, a normal-sized wolf. And you see they have a spear in their hand and they stop there for a moment before carrying on. And your watch seems to pass without incident. They're far enough away that you could only see silhouette.
Fair enough.
And Gun.
I got a 7.
Okay. So as you watch as well, there is a moment as the dawn begins to break, where off to the south, the already reddish sky, for a moment on the horizon, turns a deep shade of scarlet, and then fades once more.
Is that unusual?
It's like specifically a lump, because you're looking south, and obviously the sun's coming up in the east from over there, and this area of horizon just seems to flicker with a scarlet light for a moment and then fade.
Weird shit. Have I heard of anything like this before? Any phenomena like this?
No. It looks like a light source is creating a scarlet light that fades. It's not like in the sky.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Collier's
All right.
not awake when it's time to get up.
Yeah. So you all wake up. It is a new day. You are restored to your highest vitality.
Rad.
Thank God.
All right. So, before you lies a burning ring of fire. What do you do?
If I look down, do the flames grow higher?
I don't know. Sorry.
They should.
Yeah.
They might.
Sure, they might.
Yeah.
Who knows what the future holds?
I mean, if you do look down upon them, surely your perspective shifts in a way that does make them seem higher.
Maybe.
Is Gun that scientific?
It's gone that tall.
Yeah, it's Gun that tall. The only thing that would happen if Gun looked down on them is that she'd singe your eyebrows off.
It's not fun, kind of test.
There's a story behind that I need to hear about later. Anyway.
Well, I'm really out of ideas, to be honest. It's going to be a case of walk into the middle of it, find something that helps us open it, do something that helps us open it. I don't know. So the simple option is walk into it first. If that works, great.
Okay, so you walk through the flames. You take a point of fire damage as you walk through, which is reduced to 0 for you. You walk through and you are stood in the middle of a ring of fire.
There's lots of fire over here, Tristan. I think I made it.
Okay, so you're still there, so it's not worked yet.
Oh.
We'll figure it out. Do you feel any different?
It's really hot.
To be expected. Is there anything on the ground in the middle of there while you're still in there? So
Uh,
it's me getting singed.
what's my ground situation like?
Burnt grass.
It's all burnt.
No symbols, no.
Make an investigation check, Tilly.
Oh.
Was there something about pools we're looking for?
A color pool, yes.
Yeah.
That is a 20, not net.
Okay. You find some rocks. Burnt flour.
I just kind of toss one of the rocks out through the ring of fire towards Tristan-ish.
I don't catch it because it will be hot.
Just scatters on the ground. Well, I mean, it's a ring of fire. It's not like there's fire in the middle of it.
Oh
It's
shit!
just a ring of fire.
Tilly, pop the box. The mic, you know, like we had to do the thing to focus to get to the dust place. Maybe the thing's in the box.
I mean, that would be awfully convenient, but sure. I'll give the box another. I'll sit down and give the box another crack.
All right. So while you're doing that, what's everybody else doing?
I'll join Tilly in the circle
Okay. So you take a point of fire damage as you walk through.
through the fire and flames.
Yes. You carry on.
That was a 17. One
Okay.
higher.
Unfortunately, no. It's still stuck right now.
I'm
Can I
gonna
just keep trying?
go
Yeah, you
into
can.
the middle of the fire, and I'm gonna say
Okay.
like stuff like
Also, I'd
fire
like to
in
inspire-
Dwarvish, flames, heat.
Okay.
I'd like to inspire Tilly while she tries to open the box.
Okay.
So what is that, an extra d6?
D8.
D8 at this point.
That's a 20, not net.
Okay. So this time you fiddle with the box, and then you're like, aha, finally got it. And it opens up. And inside is surrounded in velvet cloth is a jar full of a pale, almost white, yellowy, not liquid, like paste or gel. Looks kind of like Vaseline.
I don't think this is going to get us anywhere. I just kind of show it to Tristan.
Yeah, can I have a closer look at it?
Sure. You stick your finger in it, I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, maybe
That's
give
Do
it a
it,
whiff
coward.
first.
Do it.
Okay, you smell it and it smells kind of like menthol. Eucalyptus.
It's okay with me. I'm okay with this. Yeah, fine. I'll investigate.
A touch of aloe. As you stick your finger in it, it feels tingly and magical.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't really know what this is.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it smells quite nice. A bit mentholy. Yeah, don't really know what it does though. Sorry.
What are we doing then?
This entire thing is going on while the two of you are stood in the middle of a ring of fire. You're just like sniffing it.
I'm looking around to see the pool. Like, I'm actually just looking around to see if there's anything that resembles.
There's no water here, no.
Do we have to bring water?
I take out the sending stone
Okay.
and I'll
Oh,
use it and I'll say, we're at the circle of fire and there is no pool.
You'll have to make a pool. Comes through. Also, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I know it's a day later, but you know.
You can faintly hear the sound of a whistling kettle in the background.
So guys, my idea is that we should make a pool.
Fair enough.
Wait, you want us to dig out a pool?
Oh, I don't know. I was stealing an idea from Gun. Gun told me. I don't have anything though.
I mean, I kind of do. It's a lot of water though.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
I mean, we still need to dig a hole for it, though.
Give me like 10 minutes. And I'll just use one of my hand axes.
Fair.
Ronan, ask if we actually need to dig a hole, please.
I'll use sandstone and say, I don't mean to be really dense, but do we actually have to really dig a hole?
What? What? Why would you need to dig a hole?
Because,
Make a pool.
yeah, a pool has to have depth.
It does have depth. It has an entire plane on the other side of it. It's quite deep,
That's a good point. So
as
we
opposed
just-
to this riddle, which is not that deep.
Give it that deep then.
Yeah, no, we don't have to dig anything. That's...
Oh, well, the water's just going to bloody go everywhere then, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. Like, we just, like, put the water and then where it is like the plane. It's not supposed to be, like, something we like, wade into. Is it? I don't think so.
I guess I'll
I
take
don't
my
want
water-
to ask her again either, because now I look like a fucking idiot.
I'll just like pour my water skin at my feet.
Okay, it just sort of pools on the ground, and there's a bit of it. But your water skin's not that big.
Justin, you said you have water?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how violent this is going to happen. So I've never done it before. So I'd actually like to step out of the fire first.
Okay, you take another point of fire damage.
All in the name of science.
In the name of science, yes.
Right, everybody get a portal buddy. Grab a friend. We're
Tilly, are
going
you
in.
staying inside?
No,
the room?
I'll walk out.
I'm going to say,
Okay.
if you did, I'd suggest the move at the very least.
Okay.
I want to see what happens if we just stand here.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so you two are going to walk into the flames.
So we swap, basically.
I'm already in.
Yeah,
Okay, you're in. Okay, so you both take a point of fire damage.
Mhm.
yeah, no, I marked it down.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll throw one of the 5 beads
Okay.
into the middle.
So you throw the bead into the middle and it hits the ground and sort of cracks. And as it cracks, you see this wave of water goes and spills out, but it hits the fire on the edges and stops immediately and just sinks back down. And as it lays still, there's this sound, the sound of fire crackling gets higher. And you watch as both Ronan and Gunn just vanish and fall.
Ah, shit. I dive through the fire.
Okay, you dive through the fire. The both of you dive through the fire. You come out the other end. The two of you that went through first, you look down as you come through and you see that you are falling. Looking all around you, there is this great cityscape of these spires of brass surrounded by a sea of flames on all sides. And as you look down, you are falling directly into fire. And the two of you diving through afterwards, you come down face first and you see...
I'd like to try and use my cape to try and position.
and you fall.
I'm gonna rage. I'm raging as I'm falling.
Okay, you're raging as you're falling, and you come and you harmlessly touch down on a plate of glass.
Okay.
I was
Suspended over a pit of flames, and you hear a raucous as you look over and see this great muscle-bound figure with bright red skin is just stood laughing at you at the end of this walkway that leads down from this plate of glass.
No, it is pretty funny. I bet our faces look terrible.
I don't know.
I tried to recover quickly and take my hat up and bow.
You know, I'm resistant to fire.
I'm pretty upset at how quickly I resigned to falling into fire there. I didn't do anything to stop anything.
Just like, oh, okay.
Fire.
So, this guy that's laughing at us,
Is easily 2.5 times your height. Is bald on top, these long pointed ears, this red face, small tusks, lots of piercings down one ear, and 2 small horns sort of back on his head. And he's wearing like quite long, bright white sort of puff pants. But before you can really take a notice of him, you realize how hot it is here. And as you look around, you're surrounded by this gleaming brass cityscape with streets of reddish, like almost like Mars dirt tint that dust up at the sides. You see figures walking around, more of these tall red-skinned figures that are dragging behind them these long chains of people manacled with both of their wrists chained up near their neck like this. You see other groups of people who are wearing these long black robes with this strip of red cloth in the center of it that seem to all wander around freely, and every now and again this huge figure, maybe 4 times your height, clad in black armor that appears to have been bolted to their skin, are these figures with hair that is manes of fire that are being dragged around on these great chains. And it doesn't take the smartest fellow to figure out that these chained figures are fire giants.
So the giants are in chains?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, I don't have all my notes with me. Did I need a fire giant for the thing? I need something
Storm
from it?
giant.
Storm
Storm
giant, yeah. I couldn't remember if there was multiple giants or just the storm giant. Okay, never mind.
You were right though, Tristan. Hell. We accented hell.
Or, I mean, hell adjacent. At the very least.
This could be nice people.
Yeah.
Because it's
it's
hot
really
doesn't mean
warm.
they're horrible. Just because he's red doesn't mean he's a devil.
I mean, I feel like the slavery might...
Yeah, I
slavery's
figured it
bad.
was, the fact that there's fire everywhere and then people in chains.
Hey, are you in a free tea?
The figure goes, yes. Are you new
trust him, guys.
slaves for me?
Nope.
No.
On that front.
Sorry. Apologies for these. It's their first time.
And
Just-
where are your robes?
Oh, we're just fresh from travel. I do apologise. It was a bit of a tricky progression through this portal. It doesn't normally fall down. I just normally walk through. There's something wrong with this one.
Make a deception check, you crafty bug.
Okay. What would you like? Because it's a 27.
Okay. So he goes, I'll let you off once. But if I see you without your robes again, I will simply make you mine. I could use some fresh stock.
As is the law of the land. And sort of take my hat off and bow.
I'm glad you understand it. Everyone is subservient to the Ifriti here.
No point rocking the boat.
And he sort of hisses that and goes, boats. I hate boats.
Me too. Sails, they'll catch fire. Anyway. Ta-ra. And start leading the others away.
And he snarls as you walk past.
It's a good thing we got the warning that they were not to be trusted, otherwise I'd have asked them tons of questions.
Wow, that's quite thinking, Tristan.
Am I seeing anything that resembles these robes that they might have been speaking about?
You can see people wearing long black robes with a red stripe on them. And these people are walking, and they're the only people that don't appear to be Ifriti that aren't in chains. And these look to be humans. You see elves. You see dwarves. There are these strange, well, actually not strange to you. There are people that resemble in some ways Wallona. And there are figures of this green skin that have quite flat noses and very sharp hairstyles that are walking around here as well.
In that case, I'd like to just sort of disguise self so that I have those robes.
Okay.
Just, turn after the rest of them. Okay. The gist of it, I feel like the best way forward is let's pretend you're my slaves. Because I feel like that's how this works. Unless you guys can pretend until we can get everyone some robes.
I feel like pointing out that we were warned that they can do wishes and alter the very fabric of reality. So the magic you just did is probably not going to work.
Probably not.
So if you've got like a more like physical, can you whip something up?
I mean, I could give an attempt. Depends on what I came with, material-wise.
He's not a tailor last time I checked.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with disguises, but that's more of a project. So best case scenario is we work on getting some robes for everyone, but for now, let's hope this tricks some people.
How long does this last?
An hour.
Okay, so we've got to move quick then.
I mean, I can always do it again, but then that's me using some of my tricks. So yeah, first protocol, let's get some robes. Maybe. Okay.
Something tells me they don't just hand those out.
No, probably not. Okay, okay, so plan. I'll approach some guys with the robes, pretend that I'm talking to the group.
Oh, okay.
Just explaining the plan to the group.
Okay, not me.
No, not yet. You can listen.
I will listen. Okay.
Okay, so guys, plan is I'll go up and talk to someone with these robes. Pretend like, oh, my guy, who my tailor like angered someone and now is a slave, and I can't go to him. Who's their guy? And I'll try and do that.
Okay.
Let's hope that works. Maybe. Unless anyone has a better idea.
Well, I thought we were just going to kill them and take their stuff.
Well, I was like, I would stop at knocking him out, but wow,
Yeah,
Ronan, like...
I was thinking a little short of the killing part.
I just assume now, and I just think that this place sucks, and that it would probably end up that way anyway, so...
It does. So,
murder is always a backup.
So knockout plan B, the going full plan C.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretend like, I don't know, you're all disheartened and like you're my slave bodyguards, maybe. I don't know, because I don't have any chains. So let's do that. Be all dour.
Take the piss and I will stab you.
I mean, if they hear you talk to me like that, it's not going to work.
I'm warning you, Tristan.
So, where are you going?
I'd like to try and find the most approachable looking people with robes.
Okay, so you see a figure who looks to be a dwarf. He's got very dark brown skin, and his hair and beard are braided, with quite close braids, and they are woven with they have gold woven into them, so they glint. And they're wearing one of these robes, and they're talking to two figures that have like this sort of wispy flame hair, the short ones like Walona did. And he seems quite amicable. He's chatting and laughing. But the two that he's speaking to seem quite dour.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to just sort of go behind him in Dwarvish. Very sorry to bother you. I don't want to impose, but could I just borrow you for a second? I'd like to ask you something.
And he sort of turns and goes, "Oh, I'll be right back with you." And he turns around and goes, "Oh, what can I do for you, laddie?"
I don't mean to interrupt your business. I'll be quick.
It's not a problem. I've got all the time in the world here.
Thank you very much. I've been away for a little while. I'm a kind of a trader, you see. Back on the material plane, just picking a few things up.
Oh, me too. Same here. Which plane are you from?
Which one? Sorry.
Hi, which plane?
Oh, do you know the one where it was like the plane of dust was like trying to get involved?
No.
Well, that one.
Does it have a name?
Oh, yeah. Like, would I know the continent, or would it be Kureon?
Right. That's like, do I know Earth?
Yeah, well, I'm just...
Yes, you know Kureon.
Yeah, it would be Kureon. Well, I don't know. Like, that's
that's the one at the base of the astral spire, isn't it?
That's the one, yeah.
Hey, I'm from Silande.
Ah,
Hey.
how high up is that compared to us? Because obviously we're from the base, so we always have that saying, like, there's
No,
only ways
I
up.
mean, look, you're the only one that's anywhere near Astral Spire, you see.
Oh, okay. fair
That's
enough.
sort of your thing.
But you
It's
see,
why no one really comes from there. You're the first one I've seen.
okay, well, this kind of leads me into my little issue. I'm still new to the plane hopping trading sort of thing. The last time I was here, the guy I got my robes from, well, it seems like he's no longer working of his own free will, shall we say?
You don't get your robes from people. You're given them by the Royal Sultanate Court.
That's what I meant.
And he sort of looks back at the rest of the party and he's like, adventurous?
No.
Yes.
And he's like,
Big wink from Gun.
he's like, right. Come with me. There's a place you'll be alright. You can get yourself in situ, get yourself some robes without having to appear before 27 separate Afriti.
That would be preferable.
Sounds great.
Right, let's get you going then. Follow me, right? And those of you that aren't wearing robes, be subservient. Heads down. Hands across your chest. Don't reach for your weapons. If you do, the closest Afriti is going to have all of us in chains before the end of the night. Oh, by the way, it's about 11 p.m. right now.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, it's hard to tell here. It's best to get yourself a pocket watch.
Noted.
Just to check yours real quick, just in case.
Yeah, be quiet, slave.
Yeah.
And then I check the watch. Just anything different?
No, it's still wildly going.
No, yeah, he's right. It's 11 p.m. Put it back in the pocket.
So he leads you through back alleys. He cordially says goodbye to his two companions who he was with previously, and he begins leading you through back streets and alleys. And you see he's being quite wary here and checking. And as he does, he's speaking to you under his breath, and he's like, "Welcome to the city of Brass, by the way. This here's the biggest stronghold in the Plane of Fire. Quite a bit of the rest of it is literally just fire. So you're glad that you landed here."
Yeah, I heard it was a potential chance that I could have landed in infinite nothingness other than fire, so this is preferable.
Hey, the Sea of Flame is technically infinite. There is stuff on the other side of it, but I don't imagine you'd be wanting to go there.
No, probably not.
What is it exactly you're here for?
Something that's quite hard to pick up, really. A forge's clamour. Is it a forge's clamour or a blacksmith's clamour?
A forge's glamour.
A forge's
It's like,
clamour.
I'm not quite sure what that is.
Me neither.
By the sounds of it, it's probably not something you want to be talking about out loud.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, by the way, this district we're in, it's called the Smog Spire. It's mostly jewelers. So be careful.
Thank you. You're a huge help. What do I call you, by the way? I'm Johnny Cash.
Hey, make a deception check, laddie. That won't get me twice.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, me, Stuart, not me, this dwarf.
23 on Johnny
He's
Cash.
like, hey, nice to meet you, Johnny. My name's Gundrick.
Gundrick.
Hey, Gundrick Gungenson.
Bless you.
Says the dwarf. To the dwarven name.
I mean, what is it you do here?
Well, here I don't do much. I'm trying to find some rare minerals for the war going on back home.
Oh, how's that going?
Hey, to be honest, I just wish it was over. The king's always going on about reclaiming everything, the true land of the dwarves. As far as I'm concerned, we got enough. Well, but it is my duty to help my king, so I'm doing that.
An honourable thing. Well, doing your duty, really, isn't it?
Hey, he goes, we're here, look. And as he points out, you see there's this tall minaret-topped building here, but he's specifically pointing to a stairs leading down to almost like a basement area. And he's like, hey, this here is the Dancer's Fire Cabaret. It's sort of a speakeasy, a mediating point. No slaves or masters in there, which makes it quite disliked by a lot of the Afriti. Fortunately, it's run by one of them. She's not the best, but... Sorry, he's not the best, but he's better than some of them, which is not really saying much. But in there, you'll find the answers you're probably looking for. It's as close as this place gets to a criminal underworld as it is.
Fair enough. I mean, from what I've seen, maybe a criminal underworld is the opposite way around from where we're from. Maybe this is where the nice guys are. Wishful thinking. Yeah.
Aye. Anyway,
Yeah.
Shall we get going inside then?
Yeah, let's.
All right. So he leads you quickly across the street to the other side, and as he leads you down, the back end of you all, the last few of you see as this giant is paraded down the street behind you. The Afriti walks past and goes, chained, and spits in your direction as these two large fire giants are walked past you. But as you walk inside, you see that it's very dark in here, and it's lit by what appear to be caged flame versions of the small creatures that you fought in the Plane of Dust that flicker about inside these small cages, creating this strange lighting effect that ripples across the ceiling and the tops of the assembled chairs and tables here. A long bar sits off to one side with tall glass tubes in which these drinks are sat with taps at the bottom. And there is a stage on the side, a half oval stage with a curtain drawn across it right now. In front of it, below it, are a large mass of tables of which various people are sitting at and eating or chatting. And it smells very strongly in here of wine and opiates. Opium.
Well, I mean, I feel like we could have found worse places.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a stage. I feel at home.
Give it a whirl here. See if you got any challenges.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe my immortal soul might be put on display. Like,
Hey, but you could win a fiddle of gold.
yeah, but that would sound terrible. It's a soft metal anyway. It'd melt in you.
And Gundry goes, hey, you'd probably be wanting to speak to someone here. I'm not quite sure who. Best bet's just to find someone. Someone who looks sort of vaguely trustworthy. Bartender's probably a good shout.
Oh, we're great at that.
Yeah, we were always really good at finding the trustworthy ones. Right, don't ask me, because last time I went in a bar I accidentally hired an assassin. So I'm out.
Yeah, maybe that was the catalyst of events that's led us here.
Last time I went looking for help, I also hired an assassin.
Oh, we're bad at this, Tilly.
When you can't find help that's offered, you just buy it. Is that what we're saying? Right.
The Assassin's Guild is making a killing off you guys.
Literally.
Well, the only ones dying are the assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Some fire water. You never know. Yeah, I'll approach the bar then.
And you see the barkeep there, and immaculately dressed. Will actually be a tiefling, in fact. And he's got the small, a very similar facial hair to you, Tristan. He's got the small goatee and the soul patch and the strong, twirled mustache. And he looks over to you as you come close and goes, "Aha, welcome to the Fire Dancers Cabaret."
Oh, I am feeling very welcome right now. Honestly, you have no idea.
Oh, absolutely wonderful.
My name's Johnny Cash, by the way.
Ah, Josiah. Welcome, Johnny Cash.
See, I was gonna say you look like a Josiah.
Everyone says that to me. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome to this fine establishment.
Ooh, sorry, I was just writing something down. You know what? This is our first time in here.
I know you're not wearing robes. I assume you'll be wanting to buy some from us.
Oh, well, okay, straight to business. I was gonna, sweet talk us a bit, and then maybe buy a drink.
Well, all it takes is for one overzealous Afriti to walk in here, and of course, your guts are for garters and you're in chains for the rest of time, you understand?
And so being pragmatic, I respect that, okay.
I just like to be forward in these things, of course, I know a good customer when I see one, and of course I know a good-looking person when I see one as well. And I see 4 very good-looking people in front of me now. You might want to indulge in our other services we provide here.
Just asking, is the other dwarf still with us? Because that would make 5, and I'm really curious.
Gundrick, he appears to know Gundrick.
Oh, okay.
And he isn't talking to Gundrick specifically.
I just wondered because it said 4 attractive people. I was like, who's not? Never mind.
It's you.
Definitely, yeah. So let's talk robes.
Of course, I just need your sizes and I will get right to getting them for you.
Okay.
Small.
How much are they?
Oh, well, it's just a small nominal fee, of course, 500 gold per robe. Of course, we do take equivalent exchange in jewelry, gems, magic items, and such. This is the multiverse's largest bazaar, of course.
That seems like a pretty good price for us not being slaves.
I would say so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I would.
How much do we have, Tristan?
Enough.
I have
Yeah,
like 50 in pocket.
Doesn't sound encouraging.
No, we do have enough. It's just, yeah, I'll hand over the gold.
Oh, wonderful. I will get one of our servants to get you that immediately. And of course, we'll make sure you look rather dashing in it all in the latest City of Brass, wondrous high fashion. Can't have you looking all droll in front of the Afriti now, can we? They might just snatch you up and put you in the chains just because they don't like the way you look. They actually do that,
I've never instantly liked anyone more than I do you.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. I have a soft spot for you as well, and I have another soft spot upstairs, if you understand. I'm free later on, of course, for hire, if you understand.
Get
I
your
understand.
robe pulled, Tristan.
Well, you might have to buy me a drink first before I indulge on that one, but...
Oh, you might have to buy me a drink, my young man.
How's about we buy each other a drink? Settle it.
No, because effectively I would be taking the money you just gave me and spending it, because I am the bartender, in case you haven't noticed here.
Nothing gets past you, does it?
Absolutely nothing at all, unless I wanted to.
Good to know.
You
Yes,
look
I'll know
rather
exactly
vexed
all of my...
back there, young dwarf. Are you okay?
No.
you
By the
sure?
way, in our heads, apparently we hear Namari's disembodied voice screaming at us because we didn't even haggle and it's a bazaar.
Yeah.
I mean, outside is a bazaar. This is a nightclub.
It's a cabaret.
Cabaret.
It's just a lot to take in, my friend. No.
I do understand. First visit to the city of Brass. Would you allow me to make it more comfortable for you?
You never been in somewhere like this before,
I'm
Gun?
terrified of what's going to happen, but yes.
Wonderful. I get off at 7 in the morning. Come visit me in my chambers and I'll make sure to get you very comfortable.
Okay.
You can both come together if you'd like.
Nope, I'm good. No, I'm fine, thanks. Holy fuck.
Just reveling in how uncomfortable Gun is right
Yeah,
now.
Gun is so uncomfortable right now.
Look. Your robes are here, and you see as this this human comes over, and you hear the clink of shackles as they hand you this pile of robes, all folded neatly.
Take mine.
Yeah, I guess everyone takes their ribs.
Wonderful. Well, we'll get you in situ. What exactly are you in the most magnificent metropolis in all the multiverse, the city of Brass, for?
We're here to try and find something that cannot be found. Something that cannot be held.
Well, perhaps you're in the very right place for it. What exactly is it, my dear, wondrous companion?
Well, I don't know if we know each other quite well enough for that just yet.
We
Oh,
just gave the man like a lot of gold for cloth robes. Just fucking
Yep.
tell them.
Okay, fine. Would you know anything about a Forge's Clamour, by any chance?
Oh, would I? Now, I would suggest you'll keep your voices low when talking about that one. Not everyone is as free-spirited as I am here.
Good to
The
know.
Forge's Clamour are created in the Platinum Spire, known as the Crucible, that lies across the city of Brass, in the Fountains of Creation. Sorry, across the Sea of Fire, in the Fountains of Creation. It is an Aether artifact, the ancient nemesis of the Ifriti. You will probably not find it here, but there may be someone within the Smoke Spire who can help you find one.
And who might that be?
Its de facto ruler. The Royal Ifriti, one of the Sultanates, known as Imara. She is as horrid as they come, but she can be bargained with. Be careful what you bargain for, though. You might end up with your soul and your life as payment.
We're running a little light on bargaining chips, aren't we, Tristan?
Maybe. Possibly. Probably. We'll figure it out.
Good. Otherwise, you have a long trip ahead of you.
Okay, so what? It's either talk to her or
find
find-
an Ifriti or somebody willing to get you out of the city without letting them know that you're planning on meeting with the leader and most esteemed blacksmith of the Aether, ancient enemies of the Ifriti. Long ago, the Aether were dwarves who came here and were imprisoned and enslaved by the Ifriti. And over time, they adapted. They are now the greatest craftsmen in all the multiverse, but they are free, much to the disdain of the Ifriti.
Well, two options. Neither really jump off the page, do they? Well, that's a lot to think about.
But of course, you can think about that in your lovely dining seat that we've arranged for you right now. There's wine and pipe at the table, of course, for you all. If you want food, don't hesitate to ask, and we will get there right away. Of course, I've taken the liberty of replacing your wine with a large cask of ale, my wondrous dwarven friend. For now, though, I must bid you adieu. I have much to do, and of course, it's been absolutely lovely chatting with you all, but I'm afraid I must be going. There's a performance starting in just a moment, and I have to get the final performers ready.
All right.
Well, that sounds good.
Thank you for everything.
It's not a problem. It's been wonderful speaking to you.
And you too.
Be careful.
With what?
Farewell, for now.
Ta-ra.
And as he whisks himself off behind a curtain, that's where we're going to end tonight.
What the fuck? What was that last half hour? What was that?
We went to a cabaret club. Why don't you understand?
That was hot.
Hey!
Jamie.
What?
Jamie.
What? Not wrong. From a literal standpoint.
Look, you go to a different plane of existence. You can't expect people to act the same as they do on the modern
No,
plane.
no, just.
What, you're saying that there aren't, like, cabaret clubs on the mortal plane? And there aren't, like, sex workers?
Not this kind of cabaret club.
Hey, we'll find out.
You have yet to delve into the depths of the dancer's fire. But,
It's only the drink I don't partake in.
okay then. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Our party has finally made it to the plane of fire after a rather trolley side track. That was unpleasant. But we will see how they go in this most unscrupulous and dangerous of places next week. We will be, as I said at the beginning, on Wednesday as well next week. And I noticed there are a few new people in chat. And if you want to see more of me doing weird voices and making my players uncomfortable with food references, you can catch up on YouTube and see the story so far.
Was that a food pun? Can you catch up?
It wasn't meant to be, but it is now.
Okay.
Also
I
on
just had to
YouTube is
ask.
the Curse of Strahd game where I don't do that.
No, but I still managed to do it.
But yeah, follow us on YouTube for the D&D content and
Yeah.
gameplay stuff. And
Hey,
Go on.
I was going to say, make sure to follow us all as well on Twitter, where you can catch up to see what we're doing in our other endeavors. Quite a few of us are in other D&D shows, or are game designers in our own right, or are just pretty cool. Some of us stream disgustingly horrible Magic the Gathering decks that I really enjoy watching. Stevie.
I feel like you're pointing fingers here. That's.
But
Yeah, that is what I do.
we, as I said, we will be back next week, where we will continue our journey through the plane of fire and see where we have to go after that. As the countdown continues to the demise of Namari. We'll see you all next week at Wednesday. Bye.